and 1-866-6775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family, your business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we're celebrating today International Bow Day. I don't know about International Bow Day. Yeah, not exciting. International Aviation Day. Well, FedEx might not be wanting to talk about that one too much today. That might be a little painful. National Soft Ice Cream Day. Yeah, we'll go with that one. I can handle some soft. Any kind of ice cream will do. We don't need to just be on the soft ice cream. Hey, let's take a look and see what's going on in the markets today. As usual, the Dow is up 63 points as we record this morning. S&P 500 up 843. NASDAQ is up $40.10. Oil up 12 cents a barrel. Holy cow. I mean, it looks like a sea of green. The only thing on my chart here right now that I'm looking at that is not up is gold. That's the only item that doesn't seem to be on an upward trend. Let's look and see what the gas prices are doing. 321.8. So even gasoline is up. That's the price in Calizuela, 321.8. National average up 0.2 cents to 217.8. And if we want to go and find the cheapest gasoline in the country, it is $1.83.5. Consider that when we're over $3, they're under $2 in Mississippi. And we are only 2 cents behind Hawaii. 2 cents behind Hawaii. It just amazes me how our prices are so high and we do nothing about it. Nothing. Let's take a look and see what's going on. The interest rates, 10-year treasuries down just a little bit. That's the yield, the interest rate on that 10-year treasury. Everyone said we were going sky high, but no, we're down at 0.663. I say we're going to continue dropping on that. We were a little lower earlier in the day. Japan, 0.03 is what they're getting there. Germany, they're negative 0.469. So they're a full point below where we are here in the U.S. Do you think any people from Germany are going to be investing in the German 10-year bond, or are they going to be coming over and putting their money in the U.S. 10-year note? Just throw that out there, give you that information. You can decide. Hey, let's check and see what's going on in the news today. There is always something exciting. Well, there's always something going on in the news. I don't know that it's exciting because what we're in the middle of right now is we're dealing with the Democrat infomercial. Oh, no, I'm sorry, the Democrat convention. We'll deal with the Republican infomercial. That'll come about next week. Won't be any better, won't be any more exciting, won't be any less partisan. But are you able to even stomach this thing? Are you able to watch it at all and I mean, it's hard to find something else on. I was able to go and find even watching a little bit of ESPN, right? Even ESPN has got to the point of being partisan, political, but it was all predictable propaganda. And like I said, next week it'll be the same as the Republicans. Interesting part of this is, I wonder how long the media is going to be able to continue doing these type of programs. Now, it may be that next week they don't show the Republican convention because we know that ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, CNN, they're all partisan. They're all part of the Democrat machine. So it may be that they don't show the Republican convention. Would not surprise me. In fact, nothing surprises me with the media anymore. But when you think of this, we've got 320 million people in this country, and less than 6 million people watched on the networks. Again, ABC, CBS, NBC. Less than 6 million watched the first night of the convention, of the Democrat convention. Fascinating. Moving right along. John Kasich, yeah, he decided that he was going to speak at the Democrat convention as well. How do you end up going from a congressman, 18 years from Ohio, Republican side, Fox News analyst, then he goes to becoming a 2-term Republican governor in Ohio, friendly to business, very disciplined in state spending, revived the Ohio economy, really, really effective governor, and now he's speaking at the Democrat convention? Well, here's the real story behind it. Donald Trump, he got his feelings hurt. What a shame. Little snowflake got his feelings hurt during the debates when he decided he was going to run for president. Didn't like that Donald Trump was dismissive of the governor. Yeah, we know Trump is an easy guy to dislike. But anyway, Kasich in 2016 decides that he's not going to vote for Trump, even though he makes a pledge at the debates that he'll support the Republican nominee. I guess you can't trust Kasich. Goes over to CNN because they like the idea. Any Republican that says they're not going to support Trump, CNN likes him. They don't have to use them, but they hired him anyway. Now he's a speaker at the Democrat convention. And fascinating part of his commentary was he knows Biden for 30 years. He knows that Biden has a path to restored and rejuvenated America lies in respect and unity and a common purpose for everyone. That is what Kasich's commentary was. I think Kasich might have become delusional. I don't know that he's got any senses left. There might be a problem with Mr. Kasich.
You know better than that.
Yeah, probably you know better than that. Joe Biden going to unite the country? Are you kidding me? I'm not going to say that Kasich's lying. That would be right. I don't think he's lying. I think he's delusional. I think his hatred of Donald Trump put a mask around his common sense meter. He doesn't have one anymore. So let's think about a few different reasons why Kasich, maybe we can give you 10 reasons why Joe Biden can't and isn't even interested in uniting this country, bringing Americans together. If you watched any of the convention, you know that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, one of the speakers at the convention, she's nominating Bernie Sanders to be president. Can you believe that one? So first off, Joe Biden wants to water down the Second Amendment. That's part of his platform. He can't do away with it. Need 2/3 majority of the states to do that. Not going to be able to do it. Second Amendment, can't lock it out, but he will do everything he can and what he's told to make it very difficult for Americans to defend themselves with firearms. He will not crack down on gun violent crime, won't do that at all because that's minority driven. He won't do it. Second, unfettered abortion. Mr. Biden makes a big deal out of his Roman Catholicism. Is Joe Biden going to limit abortion anyway? No, he won't do that one either. Increase taxes for everybody. He's already said that. Joe Biden will tell you all you poor people, working people, I'm not going to increase your taxes. That's a lie. He has to because he's dropping the Medicare age to 60. Who's going to pay for that? We should be taking the Medicare age the other direction because we're living longer. So taxes on entitlements are going to have to go up, not just for the wealthy, for everyone. Unbelievable. Fourth, the destruction of fossil fuel industry. How many people lose jobs in Ohio? Yes, K6 home state. In Pennsylvania, because there's not going to be any fossil fuels allowed. It's 130 degrees in Death Valley, and in the central part of California, it's over 100 degrees every day. They cannot supply the energy needed to air-conditioned homes. We're seeing that in rolling blackouts all over. Number 5, single-payer healthcare. The Medicare drop to 60 is just the start. Government-funded healthcare. Biden's not going to oppose that. He may say so. I still want insurance around, but they'll put so many regulations, the Biden administration, on the insurance industry. They'll all get out of there. Now, think about this one. They are in business to make money. Look what's happening right now today. You're probably not even hearing this because they don't want you to know some of these things. But here's the issue. Uber says they may shut down as soon as Thursday of next week. Thursday, they may stop operating in Calizuela. Now, you may say they can't do this, but I'm going to tell you firsthand, states can do it. They've done it already. Back in the days of subprime, New Jersey decided to say, we're not going to allow any mortgages that are over a certain amount of costs, not a certain amount of interest. Well, cost and interest is the way a mortgage company is compensated for risk. If they don't get compensated for risk, they don't want to do it. So New Jersey says, we're just going to regulate it out. You're not going to be able to charge those fees here in New Jersey. And the mortgage industry said, that's fine. We will abide by the law. We will not issue any mortgages in New Jersey. Well, now New Jersey's saying, well, why aren't you issuing mortgages here? Well, the companies are very simple. They're saying, if we can't make money doing it, we're not going to do it. So we'll just go to the other 49 states. And if your foreclosures increase, you'll know that, something that's not our fault. We couldn't help it. We told you this is what was going to happen. And the state finally came back and said, something? I think that we'll let you charge what you need to charge in order to make money. And so be it. That's what ended up happening. They ended up getting the state had to capitulate. Well, Calizuela is going to do the same thing. You're going to find that DUIs are going to go up. We've done great with that because the communities have become more responsible. They've said, something? If we can get away without having to, if we can get away with it with hiring an Uber instead of driving to a restaurant and having a few beverages, why not? It's not costing that much. It's convenient. Yeah, I know you're going to say, well, you've got cabs. Well, have you ever tried to get a cab in Calizuela? Unless you're right near one of the resorts or an airport, the cabs aren't all over. They're not out there in mass like the Uber drivers are. And the Uber drivers are everywhere, so it takes you a couple of minutes to get a car. You go on your app, you get a car. Doesn't take very long. Well, if it gets to the point that it's going to take another half hour, 45 minutes, hopefully, to get a taxi, we're going to go back to saying, okay, I'm just going to drive myself. I know a local restaurant in my neighborhood. They said they believe that about 40% of their clientele takes Uber to the restaurant. 40%. Think about that. And Calizuela decides they're going to make Uber reclassify the drivers as employees and charge more taxes on them, charge more benefits. The employees are going to say, okay, something, we're out. The company's saying we're out. We're not going to do it. They're abiding by the law. The law says you have to make them employees, but the law doesn't say you have to hire them. So you're going to have hundreds of thousands of people unemployed immediately if they don't win this appeal. That's what it's all geared around, is an appeal. So Uber is appealing to the next level of courts. It's going to be crazy. You're going to see what's going to happen, and we'll see that you can't legislate everything. You're not going to legislate business like that. Business people are going to say, something, it doesn't make any sense for us to operate in Calizuela. They'll end up leaving, and Sacramento is going to say, what happened? We didn't get any extra money. Now we've got all of our constituents upset. DUIs will go up. The transportation will have more problems, more traffic, parking problems. All of these things are going to happen. And the legislature's up there saying, well, you know something, we created the rule. We want to make sure that everybody's doing these things. Well, you can't legislate everything. This is a free country. We want the ability to do what we want to do. And I know Calizuela doesn't ever want to stop spending money, but you might have to stop Sacramento from spending a little bit of money and let businesses continue to grow. Otherwise, people are going to continue leaving the state, voting with their feet. The problem is some people that leave the state are not wise enough to realize, you know something, if I don't like Calizuela and I don't like the rules of Calizuela and I go to Arizona, but I vote like I was back in Calizuela, some things are not going to change. That's a problem. Think about it. You got to change your way. You can make Calizuela into Arizona, or you can make Arizona into Calizuela, right? But you got to decide, what do you want? If you're leaving Calizuela because you don't like high taxes, high regulation, don't go to Arizona and start voting for people that are in favor of high taxes and high regulation. You got to change. Or stay in California and stop voting for those people that want high taxes and high regulation, and vote for people that want lower taxes and less regulation. And you can continue to enjoy the climate, the culture, the atmosphere, the oceans, the deserts, the mountains, all the things that make Calizuela great. You can have that. You just have to quit voting the way you're voting, because that's the way we do it. It's not a matter of going into rioting. That's not the way we do things in America. We go and we vote. That small group of people that's being paid for by George Soros. Yes, I believe it's George Soros, is probably as big a danger or detriment to America as Osama bin Laden. Right? Bin Laden was able to destroy thousands of lives. I think Soros destroys millions of lives, millions of society, of communities, thousands of communities. Just the way it is. That's my opinion. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, late stage college planning, we're going to talk about it. We've also got a report to chat about. How strong is the housing recovery? All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1, Ron Siegel the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams, or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Did you know that banks and credit bureaus are rewarded financially if you have bad credit? And the worse your credit score is, the more money they can make off of you? How does that make you feel, knowing that banks are getting rich off of your hard-earned money? How does it make you feel, knowing that if a bank or a credit bureau makes a mistake on your credit report, they benefit from it and it hurts you? The Fair Credit Report Act of 1971 requires banks and credit bureaus to report only accurate information, and nearly 100% of all credit reports are inaccurate. If you're sick and tired of being broke and tired of being robbed by the banks, you owe it to yourself and to your family to call Rondi. Rondi is a FICO-certified credit professional and has helped thousands of people just like you get out of debt and establish great credit. Rondi's number is 855-608-1990. Again, that's 855-608-1990. Or visit creditsanitizer.com. Again, that website is creditsanitizer.com. bonafide.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694552.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission, lending partners will give a credit at closing, the title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that next mortgage, Gold Star, they've got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990. Dow Jones Industrial Average now up 78. NASDAQ is up just under 35. S&P 500 up 5.71. The 10-year Treasury, we're watching that one all the time for you. That's down one basis point on the yield, the rate, the interest rate. Mortgage-backed securities, they are up 17 basis points. That's good news for the market. Watching all of that for you, but why is it happening? What are our issues here? So again, stocks pointed out higher after the S&P 500 set an all-time closing high yesterday. Mortgage bonds also higher, breaking out above resistance earlier this morning. The Mortgage Bankers Association released their mortgage application data for last week, showing that overall application volume fell by 3.3% from the previous week. Purchases were up 1% on a year-over-year basis, are 27% higher. Refinances decreased by 5% last week and are up only 38% year over year. While this is still strong, the year over year comparisons are shrinking. Just a few weeks ago, refinances were up by over 100% on a year over year basis. Refinances made up 64.6% of all transactions, down from 65.6%. Interest rates increased from 3.06 to 3.13. That's the Mortgage Bankers Association. 77 basis points, or about 3/4 lower than this time last year. Remember, the MBA rate is for last week and always includes a fraction of points, in this case, 0.36. And be aware, a lot of that has to do with the FHFA adding that tax to everybody in that surprise move a week or so ago. We're going to talk in depth about that tomorrow. We have a lot of information on that FHFA tax. Why they did it? It's adding anywhere from an eighth to 1/4% interest on everybody that gets an FHFA-based loan. That would be Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. It's adding an eighth to 1/4% in the interest rate on everybody. You got to wonder why they're doing that. What's the benefit of it? You know that they're looking to try and divest from being a government-sponsored entity, but or not a government sponsor, being under the control of the feds. They want to go out and be public again, like they were at one time. And this will bring a lot of money to their bottom line, but at what cost? The cost is hurting you. Those people who are still looking to do some refinancing, who need to get some money or restructuring, who are hurting right now, you're still working, but you're sitting there saying, okay, you know something, I'm working, but I've got some challenges out there and I want to be responsible. And I want to make sure that I'm able to get a new home. I want to be able to make sure that I can save a little money. I've got some issues going on. But the FHFA comes in, and while the Fed is buying mortgage-backed securities to try and keep rates low and trying to stabilize the market, the FHFA comes in and they do just the opposite. They pull the rug out from under everybody. You have to wonder, are they watching? Do they have any clue what they're doing? Where is this heading? What is their plan? You know, I just wonder about it because it's what I do. But the idea here is, at what cost? Why would they be doing it? We're going to talk to an industry expert tomorrow, and we'll see if maybe he's got some answers. But many people that are in the industry right now are sending letters out to Mark Calabria, the FHFA. They're sending letters to their elected officials, their senators and their representatives, and saying, hey, let's get these people to understand that there are benefits to refinancing. And you hear this from, especially in Calizuela, well, the lenders, the big banks, they're making boatloads of money. They can afford it. Right. So maybe they are making boatloads of money. Maybe they can afford it. But here's the issue. It's being passed along to you. It's increasing your interest rate. So all it's doing is hurting the general public. And is the general public really watching? Are you watching to see if what's going on to you? Most people don't, because they don't really know enough of what to look for. You don't know that this quarter or an eighth is being added. They didn't understand during the Obama administration, with all the restrictions, that there was about a 1% in your interest rate that was going to just pay for compliance. There was a point when lenders were hiring more people to deal with compliance, more attorneys, more compliance officers, than they were hiring loan officers. Does not help you. That hurts you in the long run, because what value do you get from that? But the rules and regulations and Dodd-Frank and Elizabeth Warren's plans were just hurting people so much. And they say, well, the lenders can deal with it. Well, yeah, they do deal with it. It's called pass it on. It's kind of like when Joe Biden says the idea, well, we want to raise the taxes on business. And yes, you can do that. You can raise taxes on business. That can be done very easily. But the issue is when you do that, businesses don't really pay taxes. Nobody wants to hear that. But businesses don't pay tax. What they do is they collect tax. They add it into the cost of goods because they're going to make their margin anyway. So if you've got a 21% tax versus a 35% tax, just call it for round numbers, can we? Let's say that that's 30% less, 33% less, right? So you're going to take that $2 item now and you're going to make it $3 because you got to pay for the taxes on it. That's where that comes from. That's how they do that. And they keep saying, well, business can afford it. You're right, they can, because they charge it to you. And if it's an item that you need, you're going to pay the extra money because you're going to pay that tax. If it's an item that you can't afford, you're going to say, you know something, I don't need it that bad, so I will not pay that tax. I will not pay that extra money. The business doesn't get hurt. You do. But you get these companies that don't want, or the politicians who've never signed the front of a check. All they do is take your money and try and redistribute it. And they don't realize that's how it works. That's what's going to end up happening to them. That's what's happening to you on a regular basis. I'm just throwing that out there because that's exactly how the process works. That's how you get hurt by increased taxes, right? Calizuela, they say they're going to charge an extra fee or they're going to charge an extra tax. Well, guess what? It just gets added. So if we were talking in the last segment about Uber saying we're going to leave the state of California, we're not going to operate here. if Uber decided to operate in Calizuela, what they have to do is they're going to say, okay, where we may have, and I don't know, I have no clue what the splits are that Uber works on with their drivers, right? But just say it was a 60-40 split and the drivers got 60%, Uber got 40%. I don't know what it is. Well, they're going to say, okay, we're going to go to a 50-50 split because we got to pay these extra fees. Is that going to benefit the driver in any way? No. Is the driver going to get any extra money? No. You know why this is all happening with Calizuela? Because the taxi cabs and the unions don't like the idea that the Uber drivers are not unionized and they're not getting their dues from it. Just throw that out there. It is what it is. That's just the way of the world. If you like the information, fine. If you don't, fine. But it really is. That's exactly what's happening. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, just how strong is that housing market? We're going to talk about that. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Siegel Lending Team offers you buying power. Let's say you can afford a monthly mortgage payment, including principal and interest, of around $1,900. With today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage of 3.75%, APR 3.85%, that payment could support a $416,000 mortgage. But if you wait and rates tick up to around 6%, roughly the average home mortgage rate over the past 30 years, that same $1,900 mortgage payment, including principal and interest, may only be able to support a $314,000 mortgage. That's over $100,000 worth of home you're missing out on by waiting. That's buying power. All you need to do to get started is reach out to the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance. Call us for full details. 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or SiegelLendingTeam.com. Equal housing lender, licensed under NMLS number 217037.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel Lending Team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel Lending Team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel Lending Team today, you'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part: you still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or simply call 800-306-1990.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 1990, the real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. If you already found your dream home, great. Put your information in the digest. It's got some great information in there for you. I love the way these digests work, because what they're going to do is tell you exactly what the county recorder knows about your property. They're going to tell you exactly what the market believes about your property. And it's some really good information right there for you. So I'm going to highly encourage you to go and check that out and make sure that you're getting that data. Because number one, it's free. And you're going to get a monthly letter from the digest. They're going to tell you all this cool information. And all you need to do is just take a look at it on the months you want to. If you don't want to look at it, hit the archive or delete. And then when you're ready for it, next month, it'll be there again. Just how strong is the housing recovery? The residential real estate market has definitely been the shining light in this country's current economic situation. Now, we did have a conversation earlier in the week. I hope you caught that conversation with our millennial duo that comes in to help with Ron Siegel Radio on a monthly basis. And we're chatting a little bit with them about the concept of many of the young people just don't have any idea what it was like any other recessions. They know about the Great Recession, which was a real estate caused recession. And they know about the current recession. They're saying, oh, it's going to go be just like that one. Well, probably not the case. All-time low mortgage rates coupled with a new appreciation of what a home truly means has caused the housing market to push forward through this major health crisis. Let's look at two measures that explain the resilience of the real estate market. Purchase mortgages. The number of buyers getting a mortgage to purchase a home is a strong indicator of the strength of a housing market. I'm sharing with you, if you're watching us on any of our socials or the KMET AM 1490 ABC News and Talk video stream, you'll see the chart on our screen right now. The number of buyers getting a mortgage to purchase a home is a strong indicator of the strength of the housing market. The graph of the week-over-week percentage change in that number, as reported by Mortgage Bankers Association, shows the purchase applications week over week. The number dropped dramatically in March and in mid-April when the economy was shut down in response to COVID. It increased substantially from later in April through the middle of June. The strong increase in May and June was the result of pent-up demand from early in the spring, along with the normal business that would have been done during that time. Since July, the market has remained consistent on a weekly basis, but still reflects a double-digit increase from the levels 1 year ago. Let's see if I've got there. Just change that chart for you. Since July, the market has remained consistent on a weekly basis, but still reflects a double-digit increase from levels 1 year ago. The August 12th report shows a whopping 22% increase over last year. Pending contracts, like purchase mortgages, pending contracts are also a powerful indicator of the strength of the real estate market. Zillow reports each week on the percentage change in the number of homes going into contract. And I've got that graph on the screen for you right now. The graph mirrors the one that we showed earlier, showing a drop in early spring, followed by a strong recovery in late spring and early summer. Then in July, it settles into a consistent level of deals. That level, like the one for purchase mortgages, is well ahead of the level seen last year. The last report revealed that pending deals were 16.9% greater than the same time last year. Both indicators prove the housing market recovered quickly from early setback caused by the shelter-in-home orders. They also show that Americans have realized the importance of their homes during this time and are buying more houses than they did prior to the pandemic. So just a thought there for you. That's the real-time real estate segment, again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest, SLT Home Digest, to 79564. Find that dream home before someone else does. Again, SLT Home Digest, they're going to give you the information the county recorder knows about your property, the information the market believes about your property, and it's all free. One of my favorite words. I love free. Now, I'm getting a lot of information from people right now. They're talking about the concept of what's going on in the marketplace in the colleges. You know, where are the college issues coming up? And are they ready for what's going on? I just saw a message this morning that a local school is going to go, they're totally online, but they still have the available for their students to live on campus. And they're going from, I think it was 4 to a dorm to 3 to a dorm. Now they're down to 1 per dorm. So I want to make sure that you're really looking at what you're doing for your students. Are you making sure that what they have is what makes sense for them? It's a big issue. It's a total, and from a financial standpoint, does that make sense for you as well? What are you doing about it? Are you helping those students? Are you working with them? Are you looking at it from from any one of a number of different areas? What's going on with you? Is your student geared for working by themselves in a room? Are you sending them out? Right now, the young people have an issue called isolation, right? They're not being able to go to school. They're not going out and doing their normal socializing. So if you send someone to school, what is that going to deal? How is that going to deal? What is the process there? Just thought I'd throw that out to you to see how you're dealing with that with your young people. What's the plan there? Many families are overpaying for college without access to proper planning, research, and recourses. Students and their parents aren't prepared for the true cost of an education, leading to an increase in student loans and a larger debt burden. This takes a toll on future wealth, building opportunities, and the economy at large, something you are in a position to fix if you will make a phone call. So yeah, my friend Chris Bissonette, he has a whole team of people that'll help you with college financial planning. This is not really as much for the students as it is for mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, whoever's helping to fund that college. And there's a lot of opportunities out there for various colleges. People just aren't taking advantage of the opportunities. They don't realize that going to that private school may be cheaper than going to that public school. They don't understand that they can look and see where the gift money is. Private schools, in many, many instances, have large endowments. And I'm not just using this one just because I'm using this because it's easy. Harvard, for instance. Their endowment is so large, if they never took in another penny in tuition, they would never, ever run out of money because their endowment is so big, it generates so much money that they can operate the entire school, the entire budget off of that endowment, and it keeps on growing. So the idea there is if you're accepted there, you can get all kinds of scholarships from them and contributions. Same thing happens. I know USC has it. Chapman University has it. Their endowments are not as big as Harvard's, but they've got them. There are many ways of doing this, and most people don't understand how to do it. Well, that's why you need to hire a professional. Does it cost money? Yes. Is there a return on investment? Probably 10 times what that cost is. I'm just going to throw that out there for you because I've seen some of the things that Chris and his team have done and how they've been able to help people with the financial planning process. And when you start seeing what some of these things how these things will work, if you start seeing that somebody can take and reposition assets in a certain way and make more money, they're going to be far better off than what you really believe is going on right now. Just throw that out there for you. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, we've got the featured home for you. We'll talk a little bit more about real estate. And as we continue on, you can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Most businesses struggle to get the online reviews they need to get a competitive edge over their competition. Rex is a brand new technology that uses text messages to direct happy clients to your online review sites, Zillow, Google, Facebook, and Yelp, and unhappy clients to a private survey, so businesses can win more customers. Try Rex today by going to www.meetrex.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed-rate loan below 4.25% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $295,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,400 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
You have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership. What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation real estate plan. You be the judge if this is right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to reap@ronsiegelradio.com or call today. Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990.
Subject to change and without notice. Licensed by the California DOC and BRENMLS 217037 and 145502 and Cal BRE 01869452 and 1866775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The featured home brought to you by MySoCalLender.com. MySoCalLender.com. We bring our featured home to you, try to get one for you each morning to see what's going on in the real estate market. These are all local realtors throughout the sound of my voice, so they may or may not be known to you. But hey, you know something? We look at some of the properties, we get these submissions from people. We're trying to share different information all the time about different properties. This one happened to be something that was listed by Mark Smith at Freedom First Properties. It's in the land of gracious living and the amazing East Lake Village community. Step through your double entry doors and appreciate the spacious, light and bright floor plan. The gourmet kitchen features solid slab granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, recessed lighting along with windows that look out to your lovely backyard. Outside, find plenty of space for enjoying that California sunshine or cool off under the covered patio where you can enjoy summer nights dining al fresco with friends and family. Like that idea. $849,900 is the list price of it. $87 is the HOA. If you're looking at the screen right now where we've got some of our data there, 10% down, you got his $4,600 monthly payment. That's principal, interest, taxes, mortgage insurance, HOA, all the insurances. 20% down, it's $4,019 a month. 15-year fixed, 53, 57. You got to qualify for all of that. Got all the specifics right there on the screen for you. Yes, NMLS ID 217037 and 3446. All of that information right there for you. These are from those rates come from some basic numbers from our friends over at Gold Star Mortgage. And no, Gold Star does not sell real estate. They just finance it. But you've got the APR going on those three different prices, respectively, 3.338, 3.175, 2.594. Those are all based on numbers, current numbers. They're all subject to change. You've got to qualify, all that good stuff. So just got some pictures on the screen. It's a nice looking property. Again, if you have questions about the property, call Mark Smith or give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. I'd be happy to put you in touch with Mark and his team over at First Team Real Estate. They'll help you out. They've got all the data on the properties. And again, the featured home is brought to you by mysocallender.com, mysocallender.com. Again, they've got all that great information for you right there. So in looking at property, and again, that one just comes to mind because it is an easy subject. But the whole issue of what's going on properties nowadays is fascinating to me because they're moving so quickly. They sell out off right quick, right? So the concept is consistently one that we're seeing right now where if properties are priced properly, don't go try and lowball your offers on them. Figure out what your budget is. Figure out what you're willing to pay for the property. Don't worry about what the list price is because properties are selling in many, many instances above the list price. Just throw that out there for you. Again, that's featured home information. How are homeowners coping with the coronavirus economy? The mortgage market is giving clues. That's an interesting subject as well. Mortgage market is doing unbelievably well right now. As of mid-June, 5 million U.S. homeowners have requested mortgage forbearance. But over the past 6 weeks, the total number of mortgages in forbearance has declined to 7.7% of overall portfolio volume, down from 8.39. What does that mean? What is that telling you? What is that telling the marketplace? Well, here's the issue. Early on, there were a lot of people that went out and asked for that mortgage forbearance. And they just figured, okay, well, I'm going to get that forbearance because I don't know what the future will bring. I don't know if I'm going to be working. I don't know if I'm going to have a paycheck. I don't know what I don't know. Well, over time, what's happened is people have realized, they've come to find out that many are still working. And the forbearance is not going to be an issue where you don't have to make that payment. And it's also a hindrance on restructuring your current home loan. Because lenders are looking and they're saying, you know something? If you can't afford your current mortgage, do I really want to give you a new mortgage? And we had that FHFA problem that came up, and we're still dealing with it in the mortgage world, right? They're worried about first payment default. Well, that's why it's still so difficult to get high balance loans right now. Is they're worried about first payment default. There's a worry about early payoffs. If you pay off your mortgage too soon and the investors don't get any return on investment, they don't like that, so they don't continue offering the programs. All of those things go into your pricing. Now people are starting to say, okay, well, I've got the money. I'm going to have to pay that money anyway. So they went back to saying, okay, I'm going to make my mortgage payment. Because once they make their mortgage payment once or twice, the investors will say, you know something, you've got a 4.5% interest rate. You've got a 4% interest rate. I've seen some 3.75. Then they're saying, you know something, I can go down to 3.25. Until FHFA put that tax on, they were in the high 2s. There are even some times when it makes sense. Again, strategy over rate every time. There are times that it makes sense to pay a point, maybe pay 1.5 to get a lower interest rate, and then you're basically going to be on set it and forget it. Because you're going to make that mortgage payment. You're not going to make another mortgage payment for many, many years. You're going to be looking out there and saying, you know something, I don't need to worry about this. I've got an interest rate, a 30-year fixed rate loan in the 2s. I can live with that. I don't have to worry about it. And you're going to say, okay, I'm happy with that. Right? Just a thought for you. And so that's the time when the strategy makes sense to pay points. There are a lot of people out there that say, I'd never pay points. Well, based on what? Have you actually looked at what the numbers are? Have you looked and seen if it makes sense for you? What is the payoff to those points? Are you going to be staying in the property long enough to make a return on your investment of those points? Because the interest rate is the biggest number of the whole process, right? No matter what you're doing, you might pay a $500,000 for a house, but over 30 years, you're projected to pay $1 million in interest. Worry about that number more than some of these other costs. A lot of people don't understand that part of it, so they don't deal with it. Just throw that out there for you. As always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John and Sean, who are engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter, @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few. Actually, we won't be back. We'll see you tomorrow.
My knees, oh, I beg him.